I'm Chris Breyer, and in this video I'm going to work on a painting commission of Lake Plav in Montenegro. When I was first approached about doing this commission, I saw the reference photograph and I thought, yeah, I'm in. It was a scene of some mountains and a lake, and I love doing landscape painting, so it was a simple decision for me. Before I get started, I had to prepare by doing some behind-the-scenes work, such as ordering art supplies. I love buying art supplies, and these are golden open acrylics. They dry slower. That's Ben's yellow and a big tube of white. I also bought phthalo blue, Hansa yellow opaque, and quinacridone magenta. My larger brushes were beat up, so I bought a new one. All the art supplies are listed in the description below. Towards the end of the video, I'll explain some of my processes and answer some of the common questions I get about my painting process, so stick around to the end. The canvas is a 24 by 36. It's the standard 3/4 inch depth. So far I have most of the canvas covered. You may have noticed that I toned the canvas with like a cool gray color, and I did that because I find it's easier to judge colors on a medium tone like that as compared to like a bright white. I also used a grid to enlarge the drawing onto the canvas, and I do that especially on large paintings because if you didn't do that, you'd have to step back to see if you have the placement of your shapes correct, and it just makes things faster. Once I complete the pencil sketch, I like to reinforce some of the more important lines with an acrylic marker. Liquitex acrylic markers are compatible with acrylic paint. It's important not to use a regular marker because it might bleed through the dry paint layers. I've developed different strategies for completing acrylic paintings, but in this case I use the method of blocking in the large shapes and then coming back and putting in the smaller shapes and details. If you look at the drawing of the mountains, you'll see that I didn't put in the fine details, such as the small trees and things like that. I just drew in the basic value patterns, and then when you come back later, you put in the smaller details. And you'll see that in the next section. If you're wondering what this is actually a T-square where I remove the top portion of it. And I use this as like a straight edge to guide my paintbrush when I'm painting like horizon lines or anything that's like straight. It's much easier than just trying to steady your hand. This is a regular T-square, and this is the part that I removed, so that I just have like this nice straight edge. The cool thing is that the edge is clear, so you can kind of see where you're going to paint. But after a while, it does get sort of messed up with all the paint, and you could clean it off once in a while, or if that doesn't matter to you, you could just get like a yardstick or any sort of straight edge to guide your paintbrush. The pier was kind of difficult to paint. It took a while to figure out how to simplify it so I didn't have to paint every single line, which I think would be distracting if you put all that detail in there. And what it took was just some trial and error, and I found a pattern that suggested those paver bricks without actually having to paint every single one in. Painting is more about interpretation than it is about putting every single detail in. I think that sometimes can look too fussy or distracting. I find that the final stages of a painting can make you feel like you're getting bogged down, like it's taking too long. The reason why it's taking longer is because you have most of the shapes put in, and what's left is that you have to finesse the details and make it all work together. And that's only possible if you have the majority of the painting done, so it's best to just push forward and realize that you're almost there. Here's the final painting. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, and click the notification bell.